Coming up on this month's edition of The Now, a look at the new quiet spaces within North, a visit to the North American Pizza and Culinary Academy, a major change in the lockdown procedure, and your monthly sports update. Good morning, Huskies, and welcome to this month's edition of The Now. From your Advanced Media Lab, I'm Erica Brandt.
And in for Jake McIntyre, I'm Loyola Liberté. This year, Naperville North introduces quiet spaces where students can work away from the noise of a busy school day. We go to Lily McCormick for the story.
Thanks, guys. Over the summer, the testing center experienced some big changes. Once the old computer lab, the space is now a new area for students to work quietly. We bring you the details on what caused this switch and what you can expect with the new Learning Commons space.
The Learning Commons shifted over the past summer. The new quiet study room located in the old testing center was at the forefront of the movement. Vice Principal Mr. Wachtel worked with a team to design and adapt the space.
We started to have conversations and to try to figure out, is there a way we could have a space that was like the Learning Commons with comfortable seating, with outlets and things that kids wanted, that was not as noisy as the other main part of the Learning Commons. And so that's really the vision of how we got to where we are now.
With most classes just getting underway, activity is rather dismal. During most lunch periods, fewer than 5 people are in this quiet room at a time. As homework loads increase and students have more to study, however, the Learning Commons director, Mr. Scar, expects attendance to increase.
What we're looking for now is for use to be able to start to pick up as students reach the place in their academic sort of timeline through the semester of where the workload gets heavy enough that it's like, okay, now I've got enough to do that I really need some time to be able to devote to doing that. So I think it's just kind of in that startup phase and people are becoming aware of it. And now you start to see more students taking advantage of that opportunity.
The area is also open to students in blended classes. Over the past year, the number of students taking blended classes has increased exponentially, from around 60 to over 600.
So we have a far greater amount of students that are needing places to exist during the day when they're during a blended day. So really, those are the kinds of things that we are able to plan for in the future. We're looking at those kinds of things also with our quiet spaces.
The focus study area has several features designed to help students excel. Its physical location, just detached from the upper Learning Commons, makes the area quieter than other Learning Commons facilities. The room also has access to electricity, containing outlets for each individual study station.
We love the idea that there was a ton of outlets up there for Chromebooks or phones, all the different needs of charging. Any new space in the building, the number one thing we need to do is add electricity. And this space already had it, so we're like, that's great. What we want to do is have kids live in it for a while, see how they use it, see what happens, and then if we need to add or edit the furniture or different things, then we'll do that over time.
From the North Star, this is Lily McCormick. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lily. Lisle recently added a pizza university, which is the second such institution in the country. We sent Jack Tarantino to take a look.
Thanks, guys. We're at the North American Pizza and Culinary Academy in Lisle, talking to expert chefs about what they have to offer. We took a look into different classes and what's available for teens. The North American Pizza and Culinary Academy is just one of 2 pizza schools in the United States formerly recognized by the Scuola Italiana Pizzaioli in Venice, Italy, the oldest and most prestigious pizza school in the world.
This is something that's been lifelong, kind of preparing for this moment. Throughout my career, I've had a lot of big positions in a lot of big corporate chains. I was executive chef for all the Giordano's restaurants along Chicago.
Master chefs Leo Spizzeri and Anthony Iannone teach culinary classes to both gourmet chefs and teenagers alike.
Being in the west suburbs, we have a great opportunity for people to come in and not just learn something different or learn more to what they've had before, but it's in an environment that's very warm. It's not overzealous, so we don't want to be intimidated to people. So there are some knife skills classes for teens to understand the handling of knives and the different styles of cuts that you would make with the knife for cooking, depending on what the application you're using it for. And then there's classes where you learn how to make a chicken stock and turn a chicken stock into a chicken soup, and so on and so forth. So we have some camps that'll go 5 days. We have some one-day immersion classes where Renee Gabbett will teach, start with some simple stuff, get people comfortable, and then move on to more experienced stuff. So there's all different levels of classes, which are all on our calendar on our website at pizzaculinaryacademy.com.
This has been the North American Pizza and Culinary Academy. For more details, visit them at pizzaculinaryacademy.com. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jack. This year, Naperville North is the first school in the district to shift to a new lockdown procedure. We go to Rachel Hale for the story.
Thanks, guys. In August, before the start of the 2018-2019 school year, the staff of Naperville North were trained in a new lockdown drill. The change in procedures offers a new approach to school safety. The ALICE training is an active shooter response system that directs students and staff towards finding best practices in the event of a threat or emergency. The training is now an additional way for Naperville North to be best prepared for a crisis. ALICE focuses on the instinct of the persons who are in a dangerous situation, which is why French teacher Madame Verdier feels it is already more effective.
That's why I think the ALICE training is so important, because it's common sense and it allows each one to be an agency for themselves and decide for themselves what they would do, because it's your life.
The staff training has gone through each step in the ALICE program, which follows the acronym that stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, and Evacuate, which are the core values of the training course. However, the student body will be trained for such situations as well. We talked to Ms. Posey about what this may look like in the future.
We want to make sure that all of our students are very well aware of all of the strategies they could use depending on where they are and what is going on in the building. And so those kinds of things we'll be talking about and discussing at length, and then even practicing.
Fast response actions have become an increasingly important aspect in regards to school safety. NNHS staff members have put a lot of effort into learning the new safety measures in order to make the school as safe as possible.
We as a staff feel we can better focus on teaching now that we have the security in place, because security is our #1 concern, and then now we can just be more focused on teaching.
North is the first District 203 school to receive this training. The current plan for the district is for this training to spread throughout other schools.
We want to make sure that everything is in place so that should we have a crisis occur, everyone knows their role and can be empowered to do the best to their ability to keep themselves and others safe and secure.
With these changes being implemented, the community of Naperville North will work together to provide a secure and safe environment. This has been Rachel Hale from the North Star. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Rachel. We now go to Katie DeWard with the monthly sports update.
Thanks, guys. Good morning, Naperville North. I'm Katie DeWard, and this is your monthly sports update. Naperville North senior Tom Welsh recently committed to one of the best basketball schools in the country. We go to Josh Peach with the story.
Thanks, Katie. It's been a big couple months for senior athlete Tom Welch, who recently broke the school shutout record in soccer and committed to Loyola Academy to continue his basketball career. We caught up with Tom for the story.
Well, they kind of came to every single one of my games. You know, Coach Mosier was actually at every single one of my games in the spring sessions, which is, I mean, for recruiting in basketball is the main. That's when you get most of your offers. And, you know, just to show me that, you know, much of my commitment, it was hard not to, you know, show some interest back. And then we started talking more, and, you know, one thing led to another, and that's where I found my home, and just the culture that I found there and the way they do things. They win, but they do it the right way, and I wanted to be part of that. Especially like around Chicago now, you know, Loyola is a school that people want to go see play basketball, and, you know, it's great to have a good fan crowd, and, you know, they did a great job last year making it to the Final Four, and now it's one of the best watched teams in Chicago, so I'm excited to do that and win the right way, like I said, because of the culture they've created there.
Basketball isn't the only sport that Welch is succeeding in, as he and the Huskies backline recently broke the record for most shutouts in North history, a record that held since 1992. We talked to him about the record and his goals for the season.
To be honest, like going into the season, I didn't even know about the shutout record, but like it was really cool just to like Conrad told me like 4 games before, like yeah, you're like 4 games away from breaking the record, and then I was like, huh, well we're gonna do it this season, so you know I have such a good squad in front of me. You know it's not all me, honestly. I get way too much credit, but yeah, honestly the rest of soccer is gonna be super fun. You know I got to play field yesterday, just being a little kid out there, and you know the team here is great. It's just fun to be around with the team, and so I'm gonna enjoy it, and then hopefully we'll make a really good run in the state final.
Tom and the Husky soccer team continue their season tomorrow at the Go for Goal Classic. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Josh. Also this month, the boys football team recently fell to Waubonsie Valley 31-24. Our girls volleyball team defeated Naperville Central in a thrilling 3 sets, and our girls golf team finished 3rd in the Rosie Invitational. Between the boys soccer tournament, this Friday's crosstown football matchup against Naperville Central, and the annual Twilight Run a week from today, there's a lot to look forward to. Thanks, guys, and back to you.
Thanks, Katie. And that's all for this month's edition of The Now. Be sure to follow the North Star on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and check out our website at nnhsnorthstar.com. From the North Star, this has been Erica Brandt.
And Ellie La Liberté. Have a great day, Huskies, and we'll see you next month.